Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Monroe. I'm the head of Boulder Universal. And thanks for checking out our video. This video is regarding basic information that we would have in a secondary student intake meeting. Unfortunately, with current circumstances, we're unable to have face-to-face meetings, and with the sheer number of students interested in Boulder Universal, we're unable to even accommodate all group meetings that are needed. So what I thought we would do is go ahead and give some basic information for anyone out there that wants to learn more about Boulder Universal. We're a K through 12 school through the Boulder Valley School District. We're also known as a multi-district school, which means we can take students from anywhere in the state of Colorado as long as they have a residency within the state borders and can prove that residency. Uh, we're also what's known as an asynchronous model school, which means students work at their own pace, even though we do have weekly deadlines for our secondary students. They work within those deadlines at their own pace. And there is no live teaching sessions, no live classroom sessions with the teacher. So there isn't where weekly you go at 10 a.m. And have a Zoom meeting with your teacher. That isn't the model that's at Boulder Universal. There are opportunities to meet with teachers in small group and individual settings on an as needed basis, but there's not a requirement of meeting with teachers for live teaching sessions. Because we're a public school through the Boulder Valley School District, we have the same calendar as Boulder Valley schools. So we start in August, we end in May just before Memorial Day, and we have the same breaks throughout. It's a semester system, so approximately 18 weeks per semester, and that's for kindergarten through 12th grade. A big part of our success at Boulder Universal is the implementation of our weekly deadlines. So as a student starts working through their courses, they are required to do a week's worth of work. And within our system, our Schoology system, it's divided up by weeks. So if a student goes into their course, we'll say it's a LA10 class, they go into their course, and once they get into the LA10 course, they're going to see approximately 18 folders, one for each week of the semester. And they're going to click on week one, and all their work is going to be there. There'll be instructions from the teacher on what to do. There'll be hints on how to do it, very detailed and structured means on how to accomplish the goals for the week. And again, they can always contact their teachers when needed and meet with them one-on-one or in weekly virtual meeting rooms. So they have deadlines every week, and as long as they get through all their work in the week, then they're in really good shape, and that's what we do. There is a tremendous amount of flexibility within that week of when to get the work done. Some students like to set a schedule and get a little bit of every class done every day, or some of them like to block it. And that's a decision that students have, which is nice about the freedom of an online school and the setup of Boulder Universal. Because students have that great amount of flexibility within the week of when and where to get their work done, the deadlines are very important. The deadline is a deadline. We do not give extensions on deadlines unless there's exterminating circumstances when we're talking illness, major family emergencies, and so on. So just keep that in mind. Everything goes down as a zero that's not handed in by the Monday deadlines. So that's important. One thing that I think separates Boulder Universal from a lot of online programs at the secondary level is our secondary teachers are BVSD employees. They're hired by Boulder Universal to teach online for Boulder Universal. And we've written our own curriculum that is stored in our learning management system of Schoology. So that's a nice piece. They're local teachers, live in the area, write the curriculum themselves, and teach what they wrote as far as the curriculum. Very little of what we have offered for our students is farmed out to a third-party vendor where we have to buy the curriculum and sometimes even buy the teacher. That happens on occasion with some specialty classes that some of our secondary students, especially at the high school level, may participate in. But for the most part, a very large percent of courses are going to be written by the teacher that's teaching the course. Again, our teachers are available, and that's important. There's not live teaching sessions, but again, they are available, and the expectation is if a student needs help and a student reaches out, that there's going to be a meeting between the student and the teacher. Most of this is done virtually, especially in our current circumstances. That's the format that we have at this point. Again, most students are familiar with Schoology. If not, it's the learning management system. It's very similar to all learning management systems. This is for parents. Parents, we highly encourage you to access Schoology on a regular basis. Schoology is different than Infinite Campus in the fact that Schoology not only has the grades, but you can also see the work submitted by your student in Schoology, and you can see comments that the teacher gave and the feedback. So pretty much what students see in Schoology, parents can see as well. In Infinite Campus, all you see is a final grade. Schoology is going to be a little more robust. So we highly encourage parents to track and follow, so you can track and follow grades and progress throughout the semester to ensure that students aren't falling behind. Students need to have their own device. If a student doesn't have a device, we can provide one. We can do that a few days before school starts and figure out how to get loaners out for the year. Laptops, desktops are great. Any sort of tablet is not very functional, so highly discourage the use of tablets. With a 1-year special enrollment at BU, the agreement is if you fill out the special enrollment, when you hit submit, you're committing to a full year commitment at Boulder Universal for the 2021 school year. There will not, I won't say there will not, there's a highly unlikely chance that you're going to be able to go back to any other school during the school year. The way the district policy is written about enrollment is a student can, once they enroll into a school, it's their school. The special enrollment saying it's your school for this one particular year. If you want to try to go back during the school year, of the 2021 school year, you'd have to fill out what's called an administrative transfer, and we refer to that as an AT. The AT is a request to go to a different school once once you've already committed to a school. It's on a case-by-case basis, and the biggest determining factor is there space available in the receiving school. History shows that rarely is there room once the school year starts. Staffing is set based on enrollment, and an increase in enrollment in the middle of the year oftentimes is a no. So just know it's a full year commitment. One other thing I want to touch base on is if you are an out-of-district student and family, you must not only fill out the special enrollment, but you need to fill the online enrollment application as well. That's through the district website. Nothing can happen just by filling out the special enrollment paperwork. Have to actually be a student in the district in order to get into Boulder Universal. A few other things I just want to touch base on. When we went into lockdown and quarantine in March, that was home learning, and that's the terminology the district uses, home learning. Boulder Universal will likely look different than home learning and what students experienced during home learning. BU is full curricular access. Whatever is taught at any of the comprehensive schools is taught at BU. If a student reads Catcher in the Rye at their home at the brick and mortar, they're going to read Catcher in the Rye at BU. So the curriculum is the same, the expectations, the rigor is the same. So there tends to be, from my experience and from talking to people, the workload of BU is going to be more than what students experience during home learning. The expectation and the general rule of thumb is students will work an hour per day per course. So middle school students tend to take 5 classes, high school students tend to take 6. Therefore, you'd have either 5 or 6 hours of coursework per day. Not all of that's on the computer, but a good portion of it is. Some of it's going to be done offline as well. If a student has IEP needs and special education, we do accommodate most IEPs. I can't tell you what we do and don't without looking at a specific individual education plan on whether we can serve it or not. So it's done on a case-by-case basis, but most are able to be serviced. If a student has a large number of minutes, upwards of the 400 minutes per week, we can still generally accommodate, but that the numbers and the minutes probably need to be adjusted because online learning is just a different beast compared to brick and mortar. Um, if there, since we are a small school, many specialized center-based programs need to just be looked at and talked about. Still, go ahead and submit your special enrollment if you're interested, and the special education department looks over the IEPs to determine if those needs can be met. So there's a little bit of a delay in getting back with that, but everyone's getting communicated with on whether the IEP can be met. So don't hesitate to apply if you think it's the right fit for your student. A lot of questions have come up about social interaction and collaboration. At Boulder Universal, we have clubs and activities for our secondary students. They're on the website, a list of them and what they look like. Again, we're a small school, so they're limited in comparison to some comprehensive schools. As far as collaboration and like group work during courses, to be honest, that's relatively minimal. And the reason why is not everything that works in a brick and mortar school works in an online school. If we tried to mimic what happens in a brick and mortar in an online setting, we just know it doesn't work. There has to be different learning activities that are effective and engaging. In an asynchronous model where students work at their own pace within a given week, collaboration and group work is very hard, and honestly, it's ineffective at times. We still try to work it in where it is appropriate and where it does fit, but it doesn't always happen. And therefore, we highly encourage if a student's thinking about coming to Boulder Universal, that they have a means of social interaction outside of school. Whether involved in clubs, music, activities, sports, whatever it may be, some sort of healthy peer interaction is definitely going to become highly encouraged from the staff at Boulder Universal. That's the basis of Boulder Universal as far as the structure. I highly encourage you to go through the website closely. We have a list of frequently answered questions that you want to read through as well. Course offerings are listed on the website as well. And just wanted to say thank you for your interest in Boulder Universal. We would love to have met everyone individually to talk about our school. I feel as leading the school, we have an excellent staff. All of them have multiple years of experience of online teaching and learning. So we're in a great place as a school. So just want to say thank you to everyone for listening. Check out all of our resources. We will also have a short video of what a Schoology course looks like. So there's a visual for parents. And again, just want to say thank you very much for listening and good luck in your decisions for schooling for the 2021 school year.